Hello, good morning, everybody. How are you? So it's really early here in the morning. It's about 7 o'clock, and it's a bit chilly in here this morning, which is so unusual because usually it's kind of hot, but it's a chilly morning. I'll take that. It's been really hot here in Oregon, and so a little bit of cold, I don't mind it. But I woke up this morning, had my coffee, checked YouTube, and Chantal was on a live stream. And she's claiming that she's going back to Canada, that everything between her and Salah is over, and she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what to do. And that is why my thumbnail has the words rule number one. Because anybody who's part of Girl World, we know what rule number one is, don't we? Chantal lies. There's also rule number two of Chantal tells on herself, but always remember rule number one. So I looked at the live stream. There's a lot of duper's delight going on for someone who is separating from their husband and going back home. There's a lack of tears. There's a lack of true pain. There's a bit of smirking. There's definitely the duper's delight. She's not as broken up as she should be. And she's claiming that she doesn't know what to do, how she's going to get back home. Listen, if you're on a visitor visa, part of the requirement for the visitor visa is you have to have a return ticket back home. Otherwise, you won't be approved. So she already had her plane ticket to go back there. And wouldn't you know, the timing of this separation, it coincides with a visa run. And it also coincides with the fact that it's near the end of the month. And Chantal just got through going to the hospital or the doctor, and they had those extra medical bills. So she's got to do something to make that extra money back. So once again, she's going to be going back home. She's going to be beezing, probably hoping that while she's there, she makes some extra money to cover the extra bills. I'm not buying this "it's over" thing, y'all. I am not. We've been here too many times. It's happened too much. The last time it happened, she said, "I'm going home and it's over and I don't know what I'm going to do." And then saying, "I don't know, I don't have a place to stay." And a Beezer sent her money. And within 2 days, she was going back to Salah. So I'm not buying it. I want to see definite proof. I really want to see definite proof. Besides, the tarot card reading that I did just not too long ago, I saw there was a tower moment, but I also saw cards that were preceding that, the Three of Pentacles, that she and Salah were still in cahoots. And then I saw further cards were like the Two of Cups. So they're not done. They're not done. She's acting like they're done so she can get some extra money. Maybe give it to him. I don't know what she's got in the works. But again, I'm not going to believe this thing is over until I see some definite proof, until the abaya, she takes it off. She takes off the hijab and she has put down roots somewhere like an apartment or staying at a motel. I want to see some definite proof before I believe it. Just because of rule number one, Chantal lies. Chantal lies, Chantal tells on herself, but always remember rule number one. This woman is a liar. She likes to dupe people. She likes to scam people. It's the end of the month. She needs extra money. The views have been lacking. The money's been lacking. She's got medical bills. She's got to cover them. So yeah, there's motivation to go home because she knows that in Kuwait, she cannot make the money she needs to cover everything. If Chantal had two brain cells in her head, she would end this thing with Salah and go home and just get things started, because people honestly are sick of the Kuwait arc. They're tired of her being fake and not being herself. They're tired of Scatman. They want her away from him. If she had any lick of sense, she would go home to Canada, take care of her health, get herself together, just look at Salah and go, listen, bro, we tried this for 2 years. It ain't working. It's detrimental to me in every way. We just gotta split up. That's it. You can find another Mark, leave me alone, but she won't let him go. She won't let him go. For what reason she's hanging on to him, I do not know, but she's determined to hang on. So until I see some proof that he's gone, I ain't believing it. I'm not. Even if she flies home to Canada, it could be a visa run and she'll be right back over there. If Salah had any sense, the moment that her butt got on the plane, he would be packing up the apartment, getting everything out of there and disappearing into the night and just end this thing. Because I'm sure the money from Chantal is not that great, but they're both stupid. They're both fools. They'll continue on with this thing. Chantal will run herself into the ground. We all know this, but I want to go over the stream regardless. I just want to make my thoughts known. Booger. Hi, baby. Looking in the sunspot. But I want to show you guys what Girl World is saying, courtesy of Twitter. So let me just go ahead and go to my Twitter and show you some comments from people, and then we're going to get into the live stream that she did. And from the looks of it, Chantal was hoping that by saying that her and Salah are done with each other, that she'd probably get a whole crap ton of super chats, and she didn't, and that probably made her angry. But you got to understand, Chantal, you have duped people so many times. You've lied to your beezers so many times that a lot of them have smartened up. And they're like, I'm going to hold off sending extra money until I know he's out of the picture and this thing is real. You scammed people before. When you went to Canada and said, I have to get a place of my own and I don't know what I'm going to do, people were sending you money on PayPal to get a new place. And within 2 days, you were right back over to Kuwait. So can you understand why people are not just sending their money right away? People are not as stupid as you think they are. If you pull the scam game too much in the same way, people will smarten up and they're not going to send their money, ma'am. The same tactics that you used to scam do not work after a while. Okay, so here's Twitter. And for anybody who wants to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here, courtesy of Shenanigans. And notice a lot of things. Okay, let's just pull this up and blow it up. All right, like it's a bit blurry. It's okay. But let me just point these things out to you. Like, what is going on here? Chantal's very, very manipulative. We all know this. This is not a shocking fact that I'm putting in front of people. But let me just point this out to y'all. What's going on here? So notice the camera angle. The camera is not centered on her face. Like she's off to the side for some reason. And it could be because she's vaping and she doesn't want to be on camera vaping. Also, please take note of the fact that she's not wearing her makeup. That's also a manipulation tactic. She knows if she doesn't wear her makeup, that she looks extra pathetic and extra sad. Besides, if she were sad for real, if she had makeup on, there would be streaks down her face. Missed opportunity, Chantal, for the lying. Like it's weird. For you, your YouTube channel is your own version of a reality show that you can create the content and control the narrative. And this is your story. Like you're doing the reality show thing, but the thing is, you're a bad actress. You're so lacking in emotion and empathy, you can't even sell fake emotion correctly. You've not felt it for so long that you have hard time projecting it to people. But you're wanting people to believe that you are sad. At the same time, you're not showing sadness. According to you, you and Salah are done, right? It's a done deal. So why aren't you crying? Madam, I have been married twice. And both of my husbands were jerks, hence the reason why I got divorced. But even still, with them being jerks because I was married, because I loved my husbands. It was heartbreaking to me, and I cried my eyes out. So according to you, your handsomest man, you guys are done, and you're not crying oceans and rivers right now? Your eyes are dry? Does anybody find that odd that that's not going on? Her eyes aren't even really, really red. Her face isn't really, really red. If she were really, really crying, anybody ever done that ugly crying where you cry so much that your nose stuffs up and it's hard to talk? Yeah, that's not happening either. So again, Chantal, you're not projecting any kind of real sadness. You're not selling it the right way because it's all fake. It is absolutely fake. Even if you cry ugly, it takes a while to, calm down and, your eyes are still puffy. You don't have that. You don't have it. You're a liar. But not wearing the makeup, face off to the side, it's weird. It's really weird. We're not buying what you're selling. We're not. But let's watch the doggone clip regardless.
To not be to be okay. I don't want to show any weakness. To the left. I ordered food because I need comfort. It's so sad, I know, but I don't care right now.
So she's really, really sad. She's really, really heartbroken. And she just ordered food before she began the stream. And I understand that Chantal uses food as comfort. She uses food for everything, and that's part of her problem. And that's exactly why she needs inpatient, because she is so hyper focused on food. She's got a real problem with food. And the only thing that's going to help is strict lockdown inpatient. She needs people around that she cannot manipulate, people that will tell her no, that will control her portion sizes, and she cannot sneak eat. She needs to be in a controlled, restricted environment, but she will never, ever get the help that she needs because that would mean a complete lifestyle change and not being around people that enable her in every way and encourage her in every way in the worst way. But she just ordered comfort food, despite the fact that yesterday she had her tacos and then she bugged Salah for his quesadilla. And then afterwards, she was talking about getting donuts. And Chantal, I'm just going to tell you this right now, right here. I think, my opinion, that Salah has been trying for the longest to escape you. Like you and all your health problems and you not making the money that you need to make him happy. And more money spent on medical bills. He's been looking for a way to escape you because you don't let people go. So in my personal opinion, I think he's using your food issue against you. And he's waiting for a medical event to happen because that's the only way to escape you and escape your wrath. You don't look at a situation and say, it just ain't working, I'm leaving, and you let somebody go freely. They literally have to do something drastic to escape you. You're clingy, you're insecure, you're jealous, you're wrathful. He's looking for a way to escape you. Like the juice ain't worth the squeeze no more. The longer this goes on, the more that your food problem gets out of control, the more problematic you are and the more problematic it is. So he's using your food issue against you. He'll bring you whatever you want food-wise because, in my opinion, I think he's waiting for a medical event. He's praying that it happens. I know that sounds morbid. I know that sounds evil, but maybe he's figuring that's the only way I can get away from this woman because she's not going to do what she needs to do and go home and take care of herself, and then I can be free. Oh no, she'll hang on for dear life. But let's keep going.
Moving back home. And I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to be single and like we're separating.
You know what? If she goes back home to Canada, she doesn't have to be on her own. Granted, her family isn't going to put her up for months and months and take care of her. As it is, she's on thin ice with her family. That was evident the last few trips that she's taken back home to Canada. They gave her just enough wiggle room to sleep on the couch at night because, she's a woman and she needs a place to sleep. But in the morning, they basically kicked her out and said, if you want to live stream, go do it in the car. You can't do it here. They did not want her live streaming from their house. They certainly were not going to leave her alone in the house while they went to work and then come home to an empty refrigerator and an empty pantry. They were protecting their personal space and their privacy. So they'll help her out in the sense of she can sleep on a couch so she can be safe at night, but not much more. She's got Pete's in Canada. And Chantal, Pete's does care about you. Don't ask me why. He's loyal to a fault. He could have spilled all of your dirt long ago and made bank doing it. 17 years you've known that man. He knows where all the bodies are buried and in what order. He knows all your dirty secrets. He could have made mad bank on YouTube with all of it, but he keeps his mouth shut. You want to know why? Because even though you don't deserve it, he still cares about you. You are his favorite person. And there's a part of him that's hoping that you come back and the two of you live together. Like, you wanted love. You had it the whole time, you big dum-dum. And you had the love of the cats and you gave up the real for the fake. All that money spent on Salah, going back and forth, the visa runs and all this other stuff. You could have stayed in Canada with Pete and had a life. And you gave it up just because you were chasing a fantasy that doesn't belong to you. But you won't be alone in Canada. You don't have to be.
I don't want to talk about why. Like, I want to respect privacy in that way.
And look at her over there with the tissue. Her taking the tissue and just digging into the ear ducts, trying to make herself cry. Listen, if this thing were real, she wouldn't have to force herself to squeeze out a tear or two. They would just come on their own. Like we would see faucets and faucets gushing down her face.
And yeah, I wish I could tell you why. It's just relationship stuff. Well, look up Mom's 13. So that's it. Thanks, Amber.
I really do hope if Chantal goes home to Canada, that the moment he drops her off at the airport, he does pack up the house and the cat and the hamster and disappears. Then I'll know for certain that this whole thing is over. Like, if he has any lick of sense, that's exactly what he'll do. He would say, you know what? This is getting to be too much. Like, the medical bills are popping up. The money's not what it used to be. I got to get gone. I got to escape this. That's the only way it's going to happen, Salah. You got to escape from this woman. She's not going to willingly let you go. Things are at a critical point. Like, her health problems are piling up. There could be a medical situation. If you got any lick of sense, you'll get away from Chantal right now.
Yeah, it's done. It's like really done. I won't say why, but I have respect for myself, so.
No, you don't. If you had respect for yourself, Chantal, this whole Kuwait arc wouldn't have happened in the first doggone place. Life was trying to teach you some lessons back in the day with Natter. Some hard lessons, and you refused to learn. You thought that you could use your channel and use the money from your channel to buy people, to buy their love. You honestly thought that, as awful as you are, that you could work your way all around that by offering up your paycheck to a man that did not want you. And that would just be the total seduction. Oh, if I give him lots of money, he'll fall in love for real. That's not how love works. Natter never loved you. He loved the money, and he took plenty of it. If he really, really loved you, you wouldn't have had to pay for it, dummy. Just like Salah. If Salah really loved you, you wouldn't be paying for everything. You're so stupid. This is so easy. Real love is free. And by the way, Chantal, according to you, Salah pays for everything, right? Right. That's what you said. He pays for the rent, he pays for the bills. He's supporting you. Well, if that is true, then that means you must have money stacked all the way up, right? Money in savings. So that means you'll be okay when you go home to Canada. You can get a place right away. Like, how much money should you have stacked up by now if he's been paying for things? If you're going home and you're like, I don't have the key, I don't know what I'm going to do, that means your money's not stacked up. That means you've been paying for stuff, but we knew that. We knew that you were paying for things, because why else would Salah put up with you? He can't stand you. He's hardly around. The only reason why he hooked up with you is because you're paying for stuff. And he wanted to be a little playboy running around to the red room and having you pay for things just for like 5 minutes of companionship and a pinch on the cheek.
I'm just like really tired and not doing too great.
And I'm sorry, even if you have a food issue, I seriously doubt in a moment of severe heartbreak, your first thought would be food. Like, you would just be so devastated. You're like, I can't eat, I can't sleep. Your mind is spinning. So I'm not buying this. I'm not.
The most tragic thing, I think the thing that like hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not.
Yeah, cry me a river. Let's see if you can cry me a river, Chantal. Cry me a river in Canada. All right, let's go on to something positive for a minute from Yog. Did I say stop? So this bird is having a day at the salon and enjoying it. Look, his bird's like, I'm just enjoying getting my brushing, getting my feathers coiffed. The bird's like, wait a minute, I'm not done with my styling. Here's a brush. Go ahead and keep going. Beautiful bird. It's just funny. Even birds like to be coiffed. Okay, this is what Girl World is saying about your nonsense, Foodie. Pay attention. Mrs. Floopa Booty says lies, lies, lies. They will be back together and stronger than ever in 12 hours tops. We will see, won't we? You know, all things will reveal themselves. My theory, I think they had a fight about food. Yesterday, Chantal ate her tacos, and then she was screaming for Salah's food. He brought it to her, and then she's talking about donuts. So maybe they had a fight about food. Maybe they can't afford to get her takeout right now because the money's getting low and payday isn't for another 5 days. So this is kind of like a cycle with Chantal. She'll get mad at Salah. She'll threaten to go home to Canada. He doesn't want that because maybe he's afraid of her spilling his dirt, whatever it may be, or being wrathful. So he gives in to her to shut her up, and then she gets her way, and then suddenly they're back on. So again, I'm not believing this thing until she's back in Canada by herself for an extended period of time. She set down some kind of roots, like she's in a motel room. Okay. The abaya is taken off, the hijab is taken off, and she's back to her real self. then I might believe it. But I'm not going to believe anything going on right now. I reserve judgment until I see proof. Because we've been here before, y'all. We've been here before. That it's over. This, it could be a ploy for more super chats and trying to fool her beezers. But I'm sure the beezers in her chat that are around the last time, they remember that she duped them out of money on PayPal. And they're like, nah, I'll wait. I'll wait to see if this is real before I believe it. And I don't blame them, like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. What's that saying? Okay. Okay, D. Angry Scott says, here's the begging phase of Foodie's live stream. Foodie, if Salah paid for all the household bills, wouldn't that mean that any and all YouTube and Cameo income is just sitting in your bank account waiting? No one believes you're paying back your tax debt or feels sorry for you over it. No. Like her tax debt, whatever that amount may be, in the 2 years she's been in Kuwait, she could have paid a lot of that off and gotten the tax man off her back. But I'm sure she's never touched it. Or if she has, maybe it has to do with trying to bring Salah over to Canada, because she can't be his sponsor if she's owing all this money and she's showing that she cannot take care of herself, let alone him. But yeah, I agree with D. Angry Scott. Like, if he's paying for everything, that means you got money stacked and you can go home right now if you wanted to. Let's watch.
I'm going home very soon.
Yeah, and you know what? This visa run home, it probably won't happen until the 22nd because that's YouTube payday for YouTubers. Because right now she doesn't have much money, unless she's procured some in some other way. Payday's not for another 4 or 5 days. Maybe she's hoping in that 4 or 5 days, now that she's announced it's over, that people will start sending mad super chats. She'll get extra views. Like, all of this feels like a ploy for money. It really does. It feels like a ploy for extra money because the month is just about out. She always pulls this crap near the end of the month. Like, this is her little pathetic attempt to make extra money because nothing's been working. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Foodie. Nobody. You tried clickbaiting people, but people are catching on to the clickbaiting. I mean, your pathetic attempts to make money. The scam game no longer works when the people you're trying to fool, they catch on to all your tactics. Let's watch.
I have to book a flight. I would love to.
And that's another lie. Like I said, she can't say, I got to book a flight. The flight's already booked. She's on a tourist visa. That plane ticket's already been bought. So I don't know why she's saying I have to book a flight. Unless she's booking a flight for him. Is he going with her? But if he goes with her, I mean, it's really not over. But her flight was already purchased when she came to Kuwait. That's part of the visit requirements. So why are you lying, Chantal? You know, girl world, that we're all about the details. The devil is in the details. Why are you telling people you got to book a flight when you've already got the plane ticket, girl?
Go to Boston someday. Yeah, Laura. Like, Canada definitely. I mean, I have some money, but not like a ton of money saved up. No, I have a lot of.
Yeah, but your husband pays for everything. So why do you have some money? You'll get more on payday. This will probably happen on payday.
Debt. So, having him pay most of the bills here, it's helpful to pay down some debts. But anyway, I'll be okay.
Yeah, like I give this performance an F. It's over between you and the husband. And girl, your face is not red. Your eyes aren't extremely puffy and red. Like, I don't hear you blowing your nose. because when you do that ugly crying, like your nose gets stuffed up and you got to blow your nose so you can breathe. None of that? No, not at all. You just stuck with the idea of I'm gonna keep my makeup off, and that's gonna make me look extra sad, and people are gonna buy the sad fishing. Well, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I'll just get home and just build from scratch. That's all.
Are you expecting us to feel sorry for you? I have to go home and start from scratch. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you for that? You've been on YouTube for 8 years. 8 years. And you've made some really good money on YouTube. Really good. Is it our fault? Is it our responsibility to tell you to be smart with your money? All the money that you made on YouTube, you have nothing in savings. You have no investments. Whose fault is that? Am I supposed to feel sorry, y'all, for a person that probably makes more in 1 month on YouTube than some of us may see in a whole month of working, like honest working? I don't. If she got 50, 60 grand in back taxes that she still has to pay, if she's got nothing in savings, she doesn't have a house, she doesn't have a car, she's got no investments, I don't feel sorry for this woman. Like I've said to all of you, she was given a cup of fortune. She got to be on YouTube and make money, and all she had to do was just make some videos and post them every day or every other day. That is so easy compared to what other people have to do to make money. They got to get up in the morning early, battle morning traffic, go to work, put in 8 to 10 or 12 solid hours, get exhausted, have short lunch breaks, come home exhausted, have to clean and cook, take care of their families, and then go to bed, and then get up in the morning and do it all over again 5, 6, 7 days a week. So why do I feel sorry for this person? No. She's had an easy life for 8 years, a profitable, easy life. And she squandered every single bit of it. She turned that cup of fortune into a cup of poison by turning all of her content into self-harm content. I don't feel bad for her. No. So the sad fishing is not working for me.
No, it's not a joke. I wouldn't joke about this.
Now she just scammed you about this. And thank you, the Angry Scott. Okay, Raptor Watcher says, Chantal, you're doing the crying all wrong. Remember when you found out your husband cheated? Try not to smirk next time. Yeah, she was smirking. Duper's delight. A lot of the duper's delight happening, Chantal. We are not stupid over here. Girl world is not stupid. I know you hate that. I know that you hate that girl world is much more intelligent than you, but honestly, being more intelligent than you, it's not that hard. You're just that dumb. We're not buying your crap. You've been around too long. You've done too many live streams, too many videos. We know you better than you know yourself. We know your patterns. We know when you're trying to dupe us. We know when you're trying to scam. And there's rule number 1. Chantal lies. Chantal tells on herself, but before that, Chantal lies. You're lying right now. Something is up. We'll figure it out later, but you are lying. Queen of WTF says, what a thumbnail. Yeah, look, manipulative thumbnail alert, manipulative thumbnail alert. So that's the clickbait, some news, but she's not going to give you a clue about what the some news is. No makeup on, looking down, looking sad, sad fishing for views, fishing for super chats, getting her beezers all concerned and worried. What's wrong, Foodie? Are you okay? They don't know if it's a medical emergency. They have no idea what. That's exactly what she's counting on, that her own beezers are going to be concerned and flock in there. She probably had more views this morning in that live stream that she's seen in a while. She normally has 400 viewers in her room, 300. Now she had 1,000. Do you see, Chantal, that people do not like this Kuwait arc? That they want you to go back home? Do you see the difference? They want Salah away from you. They want to see you back in Canada. Are you getting the clue that people are trying to give you? Do you need to buy a vowel to get the clue? But if you do people again, if you lie to people again and you stay in Kuwait, hey, you know, the next time you try this crap, they're not going to believe you. Like you're the little girl who cried wolf, and then after a while, people stop running to you. Fondue Pondu says this is just her excuse for her trip back to Canada. 90 days after the last, and they get the suckers to pay for it. It's visa run time. Agreed, Fondue. Agreed. I totally agree with you. It's a visa run. She'll go home to Canada, give the impression that she's done with Salah. She'll smoke her little heart out. She'll eat her little heart out. And then something will happen and, oh, we made up. And she'll go right back over there. Again, I'm not believing this crap, y'all, until I see some roots being put down in Canada. Getting herself a place to live. She's living there alone. She's in a motel room. The abaya and the hijab come off because, let's face it, she's not a Muslim in her heart. She's been cosplaying it. And no disrespect to those who are Muslim. I think she's been disrespecting the Muslim people doing this whole thing for 2 years. But it's time to just end that her being fake. I'm not believing it until I see some proof. I need proof, Chantal. Like that, I'm not buying what you're selling right now. You got to sell it a little better and a little harder. Chris, nothing but love. And Kristen says the healthcare is better in Canada again all of a sudden. Let's watch.
I mean, I do have a lot of health issues that, like, would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, like I could technically get things taken care of here, but not like every single thing. So,
and another thing I'm picking up on. If it were really over, if this thing were done, she'd be talking to the camera. Do you notice a lot of the fact that she keeps looking down like she's talking like this? She's not looking at the camera. That's a sign she's lying. You're a lying liar who lies, Chantal. You're looking down because you know you're lying. You're not being completely honest. So like if this was your truth, you could look at the camera and just talk. When you're telling the truth to somebody, you look them in the eye without faltering. You're such a bad liar and you know you're going to get caught that you look down to keep from smirking and laughing. So I ain't believing you. Not. Nope, not stupid. Okay, Miss Anthropope Lulu says this is the face of a lying liar who lies. Salah finally got approved to get into Canada, and she's going ahead of him to set up. Final answer, and a sprinkling of sad fishing for money. Never trust a crier without tears. Agreed. Like that could be happening too. Let's watch.
I'm going to take the Thailand hat. No, it's going to make me sad. I can't really say, like, I'm going to keep a lot of privacy and respect each other. Be mature about it. But for me,
I'm going to be mature about it. Since when is Chantal mature about anything? This is the most immature woman ever. 40 years old, using a baby voice to be manipulative. 40 years old and acting younger than a 30-year-old man. Relying entirely on a 30-year-old man to be responsible because she honestly doesn't want to.
it's best that.
Besides, like I said, Chantal does not let people go. Once she puts her crosshairs on you and you are in her sights, she doesn't let you go. She won't let you go until she's done. And she's not done with you until there's absolutely nothing left of you for her to take or use. Once you're all used up, she'll toss you to the garbage pit. But until then, she's going to hang on for dear life. And Salah, even though, yes, girl world, we don't like him and we had every reason in the world not to like him. But for Chantal, Salah is part of her ego, is part of her vanity. Like she looks at him and treats him as a possession. So she's going to hang on to him for pride's sake. Even if it's bad for her, even if he is bad for her, he is now part of her ego and her vanity. And she's not letting him loose. Not without a fight. Like if this were done, she would be devastated. She would be angry and cursing and swearing at him. There's none of that here. So the BS meter is going off. It's about to break.
I'm alone.
No, you're not. Because if you were alone, you'd be freaking out. You haven't been alone in years. You've hopped from one man to the next man in succession. Let's go back in history for a minute, y'all. She was with BB for what, 5 years? She lived with BB in BB's house, and hence the reason why BB could kick her out. Because he was the one paying the bills. He was the one paying the rent. So she cheated on BB, and BB kicked her out. He kept the place. So what did she do after that? She needed a place to go. So she hopped back on over to Pete's. Pete's had the good job. He had the good credit. He was making money. Pete's looked around for a place within his budget. Chantal, being the vain, egotistical monster that she is, said, I don't like all these places you're showing me. They're dumps. So they entered into an agreement. If Pete put his name on the dotted line of the villa, she would pay the bills and she paid the rent. That was the arrangement. So he did. He put his name on the villa contract, the rental agreement. She did pay the bills. She did pay the rent, but he was the one liable for anything. And that was the arrangement while she was in Canada for a while. And then after she decided she didn't want to be in Canada anymore and be with Salah, she hightailed it out there and left Pete with a huge damage bill to the villa. And I've heard that the amount is what, $5,000? Because you got to figure in, like, there were a lot of things damaged in that villa. Like they had to rip out the carpet maybe because the cats peed and pooed on it, which is not the fault of the cats, because if their litter boxes were dirty, what could those poor babies do? When cats pee on carpet, it's going to go down to the padding. You got to rip that out. More than likely, they had to repaint because of her smoking and hotboxing the place, repairing the drains, repairing the tile in the kitchen, repairing the plumbing because the plumbing was all messed up. I mean, that's a lot of money, y'all. Moving out all the garbage. Pete got stuck with that bill. And then she moved to Kuwait. And, it's just like hopping from one guy to the next guy to the next guy. Her name has not been on a rental agreement in probably years. And each time she does that, whoever is on the rental agreement, they're liable for whatever she does in the apartment.
And at home. I'm trying, Tilly.
Yeah, whatever. The soft voice ain't cutting it with me. It isn't. Okay, Kristen says Foodie Beauty claims to have technically sold the Kia, so she won't be able to use it when she is in Canada. And when the van life is suggested, her reaction tells us that she has no savings, despite her husband having paid for everything the past 2 years. Okay, so let's talk about the Kia. Rumor has it that Aunt Phyllis has the Kia. The Chantals basically gave the Kia to Aunt Phyllis, and Aunt Phyllis paid it off. And it would make sense because Aunt Phyllis is the one that's closest to Chantal. The Kia, it's really not worth the crap. It's an older car. It's been damaged. So even if she wanted to outright sell it for money, she couldn't, because it wouldn't be worth much, especially in the condition that it was in. She spilled things in that car. The car probably smells like there were engine problems. So Aunt Phyllis just took it as is. So she's been in Kuwait for 2 years and she has no savings. And let's talk about the van life. Oh, we're going to have a discussion about the van life, y'all. She wants to do van life, does she? She wants to do the van life. Oh, that is funny. She wants to do van life. This overprivileged, this soft marshmallow of a woman, and I'm talking about her personality. Like there's not an ounce of toughness in her. She doesn't have the fortitude, the strength, the independence to do van life, to think for herself, to do for herself. She has problems doing the simplest things and she wants to do van life. By the way, don't you need a van for van life? She don't even have a van. She don't even have the money to buy a van. Girlfriend, what are you talking about? Even if you got a camper, like a moving like mobile home, RV type situation, you have no idea what you're stepping into. Although I will say, y'all, that it would be very entertaining content. It would be to see this woman who is overprivileged and relying on the AC, and she's got to have a nice soft place to do the seal position. It would be content on top of content on top of content to see her adjust to van life. Oh, it would be content. Especially when it comes to that part where she's got to empty out the black water tank of an RV. Oh, that would be gold. Gold. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, the black water tank that's where your sewage goes. And if you have like a vehicle that's basically a camper, like you can have like a little porta potty thing, although I don't think Chantal could use it, like a compost potty. But to empty out the black water tank, there's a whole process with that, depending on how big the tank is. Just seeing Chantal empty out that black water tank, oh my God, that would be, oh Lord. Oh, I would almost pay to see that. Having her deal with that. Ooh, and you can't just empty out the sewage wherever you want. That's biohazard. You have to go somewhere where that's allowed. It's allowed to be dumped. You got to find like a port or something to do it. Oh, I would pay to see that, to say. But go ahead, Chantal, do the camper life. You'll make bank. You'll make bank on the struggles, and it might make you stronger as a person to take care of yourself. So go ahead. You got to get a van first. You got to get a van. To make that happen, you got to get a camper or a van. Make it happen. Florida Salt and Sass, Visa Run Bees. Yep. I believe that's to be true. D. Angry Scott says, Foodie, as soon as her visa is renewed. I'm going back to Kuwait because my family and my life are there. Bet on that. I stand with you, the Angry Scott. I do. We've been here before. This has happened before, at least twice. Like even when Scatman, when he got caught with those text messages, she was crying, I gave my cats away for you. And then she went back over there. She forgave him. So I don't think anything happened. They just did the live stream where they were giggling and laughing it up and he gave her food. And then to go from that to this, like there's no lead up. There was nothing explained. Yeah, I think they did some talking. I think she sat down with him and said, look, we got to make money. These medical bills, I've been to the hospital. Let me just scam some people out of money real quick. And of course, he's going to go along with it because he's a greedy, stupid fool. So yeah, I agree. You're right. D. Angry Scott says, acting is not your forte, Foodie. Nope, sure isn't. You're just repeating all the same crap you said the last visa run. That's true. Yep. Okay, so Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie has been in Kuwait for nearly 20 months. She claims Salah has paid for everything. That means she should have around 60 grand for a new car, an apartment. We all knew that she's a lying liar who lies. She lies about her weight, her health, her marriage, every doggone thing. Yep. Yep. See, Girl World is not buying what you're trying to sell, Chantal, because we know you. We know your habits. You've been on YouTube too long. During the Natter arc, you stream for like 10 to 12 hours a day. You get really familiar with a person and their habits when they're in your face that much. We're not being fooled over here. Not at all. No, ma'am. Mo Translate says she's going to Canada, claims to be single, low BMI voice, and she sold the Kia. She might be doing this to get sympathy super chats from her Beezers, and this is a visa run. Well, we'll find out. The truth eventually shows itself, and it doesn't take very long. So patience, y'all, patience. But my tarot was saying there's supposed to be a tower moment. Y'all saw it. But then the cards after that was like there was a Two of Cups and then there was a Three of Pentacles. So I don't think they're done. No, not at all. She's not going to be on her own. Not going to be on her own. Fondue Pondu says she can't even squeeze out a tear. We saw real tears for Natter. This person is the worst actress. Don't fall for it. Okie doke. Yeah, she cried big time real tears and she had real rage for Natter. So where is that here? Where is it? I'm not buying your act, Chantal. Mrs. Robinson says, you know it's not real when she's not yelling and insulting his hairy butt. My theory is either she's trying to get views with fake drama or she's going back for a visa run. Either way, she's trying to bank on the fake divorce. Yeah, well, hey, Beezers, I'm not one to tell you how to spend your money. Do as you will. But as a longtime reactor to Chantal, I'm telling you, don't believe her. Don't fall for it. She's looking for the quick suckers in the audience. She's looking for all of those of you that are going to snatch this up and, oh my God, Chantal, here's some money. That's exactly what she's looking for. She is the P.T. Barnum of YouTube. And P.T. Barnum once said that there's a sucker born every minute. So she's looking at her watch and looking for the suckers that are born each and every minute. And that's the one she's banking on. And if she can tell a few lies and make a few $100s within one live stream, that's exactly what she's going to do. She's the P.T. Barnum of YouTube, always has been. Florida Salt and Sass says she's going to get back to Canada, whine that she misses him, says she's just being impulsive and fly back ASAP. Then her visa run will be done. She will get sympathy, attention, and make some money off the drama. Yeah, because that's what happened the last time. And this post from Yup Yup saying, so Foodie Beauty is crying, claiming that she and Scatman broke up and that she's moving back to Canada. She won't say what happened other than I have respect for myself. It wasn't meant to be, and I can't be married. Now, here's where you messed up, Chantal. Here's where you made your fatal mistake. The fact that you've been on YouTube for 8 years, and we know you. You are a wrathful, vengeful person. That you're all about that life of getting your way. And when you don't get your way, you're out for blood. You want revenge. You get angry, you blow up, you throw a temper tantrum, and you will use your channel to get back at whoever you feel has wronged you. So you mean to tell me that handsomest man, your husband, you guys are splitting up and you're not ready to tear the house down? You're not taking out that blowtorch and just burning down the bridge and raking him over the coals? You're not doing that? Not even a little bit? You're completely calm? You don't have tears streaming down your face? You're not screaming and insulting him? Because that's the way you were with Natter. You were that way with Natter. And he wasn't even married to you. So do you see the parts of this play that are missing that should be there if it were real? Yeah. Yeah, it looks weird. You're not usually this calm when you get mad. Something's up. We know something's up. We know something's up. I mean, if this were completely done deal, why would you be so calm? Why? Mo Translate says, I don't believe Chantal. I'm not buying it. She lies so much all the time. I don't believe her. This is a visa run. I will believe it's really over if Salah is being pressured to get married and his family found him someone. Middle Eastern families do that. They will help find you a spouse. Yeah, I want to see some proof that it's over. I want to see her get a place by herself and live there for a while, that she takes off the abaya, she takes off the hijab, and she goes back to her feral self and she curses out Salah. Then I'll believe it's over. Like, burn the bridge, girl. If you're going to do it right. Let's see. What else we got here? Is that it? I believe that's it. Okay. So we caught up with all the Twitter stuff. And as you can see, girl world, we ain't buying the nonsense, are we? We know better. But let's get into her live stream and see how many lies she can tell within a space of an hour. Because she tells a lot and she tells on herself. And I'm here for Chantal telling on herself. I'm here to call out her lies and her BS. Like, I live for that. So tell you what, let's get started and let's see what she has to say. We're not even 30 seconds into this live stream and I already know it's fake. You want to know how I can tell? Look at her. She fired up a live stream. She didn't even make a video. Fired up the live stream and she's waiting for people to come into the chat room. Like, she's waiting for people to show up in the audience before she gives her really sad performance. Chantal won't say a word until people are in the room to give her attention for her sad fishing. So she's broken up. She's heartbroken, but yet she's going to wait for people to come in before she gives the performance. She gets on stage and she starts performing. Yeah, okay, Chantal. Okay. And see, she centered the camera and then it's off to the side. It looks stupid. Yep, she's vaping or something on the side and she don't want people to see. Look, like leaning over, probably doing the vape.
I need a drink.
So like she's stalling for time. Let me just go get my water and I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to pile in here. And this live stream, even though she is lying and she is putting on an act, it's got probably more views in a couple of hours than the rest of her videos. Are you getting the feeling, Chantal, that people are just sick of Salah? They're sick of the lies. They're sick of Kuwait. They want this to be over so bad. Okay, you're on YouTube and you depend on YouTube for your money. At one point, do you figure out this whole thing is stupid? You're doing the self-harm content. You're not even making much money doing the self-harm content. And you're supporting a loser that adds nothing to your channel. And maybe that's poetic. Maybe it's karmic. You're a loser. You're a scammer. You're a con artist. You met somebody who was more pathetic loser and scammer and con artist. And the two of you are together, which means the two of you are not going to be around decent people to hurt and ruin their lives. But this ain't working. It stopped working a while ago. And I got a question. Hold on. Wait a minute. So what is up with the keyboard? I just spotted that in the background. What is up with the keyboard? Was he recently there? Because she doesn't play the keyboard. What's up? So if you're done, why is his keyboard out like that? I mean, if this were real, y'all, if she were done with Salah, she's got a temper. If I were someone that played a musical instrument, I would not keep it around Foodie because knowing her temper, she might take that keyboard and smash it. Not that he was good playing it to begin with.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, now you know it's fake. We didn't even have to wait 2 minutes for that. Do y'all see what just happened? She's smiling. Game over. It's fake. We're done, but I'm smiling. Who smiles during a breakup? Who smiles when your marriage is over? Nobody. I know I didn't. We got our answer right here. This is fake. This is sad fishing. If it were real, she would not be smiling at all. Duper's delight.
I have such a
Oh, look at me. Pity poor me. Oh, my head. Oh, I gotta put the water to my head. I'm so distraught. Oh God, Foodie, the over dramatics. Quit it. Quit it. I'm here for your fake performance though. I'm so distraught. I can't go on. If this heartbreak were real, she wouldn't be turning on a camera and talking to people like when you got a broken heart, you don't want to talk to anybody. Your mind is spinning. If she can sit here calmly and talk, there ain't nothing going on.
bad headache. I'm not feeling well. Kina. Oh my God. I'm going to be like off to the side so I can,
So you can what? Vape?
No, I'm not okay. It's so hard to pretend to not be to be okay. Like, I don't want to show any weakness.
Yeah, okay.
To the left. I ordered food because I need comfort. It's so sad, I know, but I don't care right now.
Question, Foodie. And here's something to think about. How can you take true comfort in something that is unaliving you? Because that's what's happening here. You turn to food for too much comfort. Food is not a person or a pet. It has no heartbeat. It has no brain. It has no emotions. It's just something that we put into our bodies to give us energy to go out in the world and do things. Unfortunately for you, you don't do anything. You just stuff yourself stupid to distract yourself from the fact that you don't have a life and you don't do anything and you don't go anywhere and you don't talk to anybody. You avoid life. But how can you take comfort or get comfort from something that because you're consuming it too much and you're eating garbage, it's unaliving you little by little by little by little by little? Now, I wouldn't find anything comforting in that, honestly.
I'm moving back home. And
she's trying so hard to conjure up those fake tears. You know what's so funny about these lolcows that they're sad fishing? Even after years and years on YouTube, they still haven't figured out how to fake tears and do it convincingly. Chantal is so lacking in emotion and empathy, she just cannot, she can't remember what it is to be truly sad and heartbroken. She feels nothing. So trying to fake heartbreak, she doesn't know how to do it.
I'm gonna be on my own. I'm gonna be like single and like
And I don't believe that either, that she's going to be on her own. Because honestly, at this point in time, with Fraudy, her health being what it is, her lack of mobility, her bad breathing, her leg that she's lost the sensation, at this point in time, she cannot be on her own. Because what if something happens? She needs someone around always just in case something does happen. Would Pete sign up for the job in a heartbeat? Absolutely. And he'd probably be the only one who would, because Natter's not going to do it. As much as she wants Natter to this day, Natter is not going to sign on for all of that burden. He just wants the paycheck and that's it. He doesn't want all that comes with Chantal. Pete would sign on to Chantal so quickly. Although if he did, he would be the biggest fool ever because she's already put him in debt more than once. I mean, he's got a room in somebody's house and it's been 2 years. And I'm not trying to judge here. I'm not shaming anybody who lives in a room, so please don't take it that way. But if Pete is in a room, either he likes being there and that's comfortable with him and that's fine because he is an introverted person. But if he's still there, maybe because of Chantal, he's still having financial difficulties because of the debt that she left him with, and he can't get his own place. But she can't be on her own. She cannot. She's in too bad of health to be left alone.
we're separating. I don't want to talk about why. Like, I want to respect privacy in that way.
When has she ever respected somebody's privacy? When did that come into play? She's not grown up. She's still immature. This is not about respecting privacy. You break up with Chantal, she respects nothing. She's going to drag you over the coals. And she has said, yeah, I'm going to talk about it on my channel. I make money with it. She makes money with everything, with her self-harm content, with her sicknesses, with a breakup. She don't care. Everything's content, everything.
And yeah, I wish I could tell you why. It's just.
And look, even the Beezers aren't buying this crap. Her own audience, Lily, says you shouldn't have said anything. You'll be back together by midnight. Maybe her and Salah had a fight over food. Maybe because it's near the end of the month and she hasn't gotten paid yet. They're arguing about food. She wants takeout. He's telling her to cook some food at home because there's not enough money. And this is her little manipulative way of saying, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going home to Canada and I'll make money without you. Because she's done that before too. Like threatened to go home. He might be afraid of what she'll say on her channel when he's not there to stop her. So he gives in to her. And the next thing you know, she's popping up with 10 burgers from Burger King and a side of fries.
Relationship stuff. Well, it comes along, 13. So that's it. Thanks, Amber.
I mean, she could have done a video saying some news and put everything she wanted to say in a video, but she purposely did a live stream. She was hoping for those sympathy, sad fishing super chats and membership signups. She wanted a boost in super chats. And I have to really wonder how much she made. So let me just check it out because I'm a nosy biatch. I'm a nosy biatch. What did she make off of this stream, this sad fishing stream? Let's see. Let me just look to see what she made. Where is it? Come on, Playboard. I'm looking it up, y'all. Did she change her name again? Doggone it, Chantal. I'm sorry. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm looking up Foodie's stream. Did she change her freaking name again? She better not. Whenever a YouTuber changes their name a bit, it does mess with Playboard and places like that. It takes them a minute to catch up. So I'm looking it up. Like what was she didn't get much super chats for this stream. I know that. She did not make bank. Here we go. I found it. I found it. Super chats. Y'all want to see? Come on, I want to show you. I want to be petty AF. I'm going to show you. So this little sad fishing stream that she did. Here we go. There it is. There's Playboard. And to explain Playboard to you guys, for those of you that don't know, there are different sites like Social Blade and Playboard that they track the stats, like the views and super chats and all that. So I'm showing you her Playboard page. What did she get in super chats? $26 for all that sad fishing, and I'm going home. $26. Now you got to stop and think. YouTube, when it comes to YouTubers who are monetized, they take 30% of whatever it is we make, whether it's views, memberships, super chats. They take their part of the pie right away. No questions asked. And she's also Canadian, which means further taxes. So she got $26 in super chats. She's not really making much. I think $26 was the gross amount. I don't know what that would be for the net amount when everything's taken out, but that's all she made. So you tried it, Foodie. You really, really tried it. You thought, oh, I can just come online and give everybody some false hope and people will believe me. And you're probably hoping for hundreds of dollars in super chats, but people have figured out with you. They're not going to believe you until they see something worth believing in. Rule number 1 always applies. Chantal lies. Chantal lies. Chantal tells on herself before that. She lies. She absolutely lies. She's lying right now. The meter is going off. But let's keep going because I'm all for calling this biatch out. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's done. It's like really done.
Yeah, okay. Next.
I won't say why, but
You know, if only you were that smart. If only you had 5 minutes of clarity to say it's over and do what you need to do for your health. If only you had enough intelligence to say, this sucks. This whole thing sucks. This Kuwait art sucks. Salah sucks. YouTube is my entire income. I got to do what I need to do for myself, for my health, and for my channel. If only you were smart enough to say, I'm taking the flight back home and I'm going to get this started. But you're just not that smart. Your only concern is keeping your addiction going with food and hanging on to a man that doesn't want you.
I have respect for myself, so.
No, you don't. You prove that you have no respect for yourself when you left Canada. You left behind the villa. You left behind the pets. You pulled up all routes to go to Kuwait and be with a man who does not want you. He just wants your paycheck. You showed you have no respect for yourself. You showed us the lack of respect when you were with Natter, idiot. spending thousands of dollars on a crackhead. And you were so much of being too much that when you offered him $2,000 to continue the drama, he turned your butt down. And he said, no, imagine that. Someone like Natter turning down money. That clearly says that even that amount of money, he's like, nope, too much, can't handle it. And he was out.
So I'm just like really tired and not doing too great.
Oh, stop it.
The most tragic thing, I think the thing that like hurts me the most about ending something like this is when you think you're living something that you're not.
Stop it.
So that's it.
And this idiot, Tanuki, says, I'll help pay to get Julia with you. Why, though? Why would anybody offer up money for that? If Chantal cared about Julia and Harry, she could find Harry a home somewhere in Kuwait. She'd rehome Harry the hamster. Because if you're leaving Kuwait, wouldn't you do the right thing and rehome your pets? Do what's right by them? Or find a way to take them with you? She's making money. This biatch is spending how much money on takeout? And she can't save a little bit of money back to do everything she needs to do to take Julia with her. She don't care about Julia. She never did. The only reason why she got Julia was because Julia looked a lot like BBJ. She used Julia as a tool to spark outrage with people because she knew how people felt about her being around animals. Julia was just a prop, a street cat that she pulled off the street and she brought into the home. She wanted a little companionship. She wanted to tick off girl world. Chantal is up to like 4 or 5 pets that she's gotten and abandoned. She got a really bad track record that way. So if she leaves Kuwait for good, that'll be 2 more pets that she's leaving behind, which looks even worse for her. But Julia, as much as I would love to see her get a new home, because that would be great, be taken care of by somebody, more than likely, I'm sorry to say it, she'll probably end up back on the street. And then, maybe that might be better for Julia because we have no idea the living conditions that Julia has to deal with or dealing with Chantal. I mean, she was getting yelled at by Chantal in one of the latest live streams. Like I said, I would love to see Julia get a decent home after being inside for so long. I don't know if she's gotten used to it, but that poor baby is over there with fur that's getting matted and claws that are not getting clipped and all this other stuff. So I wish all the best for the pets. Chantal only got the pets because she decided to go to Kuwait and she basically screamed and yelled to get them. She was doing it to get views on her channel. It didn't work. So now the pets are not important.
That's the news.
But if Chantal cared about Julia and wanted to really take the pets home with her, she would do everything she needs to do, and she's not. There's no mention of the pets here.
Just not something meant to be, that's all. That's all I can say. So I'm better off alone, honestly. I'm better off alone. I have a lot of work to do on myself.
Yep, you sure do. And unfortunately, you're not going to do it. I would believe that you're working on yourself, Chantal, if you got off the plane And as soon as you got off the plane, your butt is taking a taxi to an inpatient facility and you're checking yourself in. But that'll never happen because you are about that life of nobody tells me what to do. But yet we've seen what happens when you tell yourself what to do. You're impulsive, you have no impulse control, no coping mechanisms, no coping skills. You on your own is disastrous. You'll be safer and better cared for if you were in an inpatient where people told you no and you had no choice.
And you know, I'm like 40 and I have a lot of health issues.
Yep. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it for all those health issues? Didn't have to go that way. So I'm sorry, no sympathy over here. I feel sympathy if you did all you could do and you could took care of yourself and they just popped up. But you pushed yourself to this point. You pushed your body to this point. Chantal, do you hate your own body? Do you hate yourself? Because you've been punishing your body for the longest. Like, what's going on there? Why do you hate your body so much that you're willing to put it through so much excruciating pain? You're letting an addiction run wild. Like, your body can't put up with much more. It can't. It won't.
And I just want to be in peace, like to deal with things, you know, without any kind of pressures. So,
One moment, please. Okay, let's continue.
yeah. That's it.
And she's doing that manipulative, low BMI, whispery voice. I feel sad. Look at me. I have no makeup on. And I'm talking in a whisper because I'm supposed to be sad. You need some acting classes.
That's it. Sorry, I really didn't want to cry. Like,
You're not crying, so don't worry about it. You're not crying. I don't see any tears. I think that you're just shoving the tissue into your tear ducts, trying to make yourself cry. Maybe you got something on the side that might sting your eyes to cause the watering, but that's it.
really didn't want to, but
You're not, so don't worry.
I'm going home very soon.
And this biatch is not even smart enough that before she fires up this live stream that she finds some really sad video on YouTube and like something that'll make her cry and then firing up the live stream. I mean, she's so dumb.
Yeah, please don't insult Salah. It's not anything. Like it's just it's not anything like he did. It's just just I don't want to like insult him. I want to respect like a relationship enough that I just want to.
Oh, there's another red flag. Oh, don't insult Salah. I want to respect our relationship enough. Since when does she have respect for a relationship? Since when does she say, you know what, let's agree to disagree, go our separate ways? Since when has she ever been that person? Never. And she's not going to start now. Lies.
It's just not. I just need to be alone. Okay, that's it.
Be alone. And again, if Salah had any lick of sense, the moment she got on the plane, he would hop and skip his way back to the apartment, get some friends. They'd move everything out of there they could move, cancel the rental agreement, and done. Just done. It's just that simple. Her name isn't on the lease. If he signed or somebody else signed, just cancel the whole doggone thing. Change his phone number. It's over. It's through. They take himself, take his stuff, take the cats, and go. Can have everything done within a matter of hours.
I don't know, Amber. Well, I guess it'll be okay. Yeah, and I don't want to. I don't want to go. I don't want to go on a plane for 13 hours.
Well, you've been in Kuwait for 2 years. If you'd just taken care of your health, Foodie, you wouldn't be 200 pounds heavier. That plane ride would be a lot easier. But all the suffering you get from traveling, that's your fault. You know, this is the price you pay for mukbang after mukbang after mukbang and catering to those feedies. So no sympathy for you. You did this to yourself. You got to pay the price.
Thanks, Lynn. No, I'm not bringing this chair.
She's not bringing the chair. It's the chair's broke. That gaming chair is broke, y'all. Trust me. Listen, y'all remember I had the pink and white chair, the gamer chair that I finally got, and those things are comfortable. The downside is they're not really sturdy. The office chair that she had was much more sturdy, but the gamer chairs that are kind of expensive, they're not made for like heavy duty anything. They're especially not made for extreme weight. A lot of it is plastic. She has broke the hydraulics in that chair. I can tell by the squeaking. She can't even lift the chair up anymore to make it taller to where it's higher up. That chair is straight up broke. And those aren't cheap. That's a $200 chair, $300 chair, broke, done, in the trash.
I just feel numb.
I feel numb.
Yes, I'll pray.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the fakeness of it all. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Oh my God, try to sell it in a really bad way. It's so phony, it's laughable. It really is. This is such a bad, bad performance, Foodie.
A cruise.
Up, done. All that sadness when she smiles afterwards. Okay. Okay. How can you smile during a breakup? You can't. You really can't.
I don't know. Can I? A cruise home? I don't think so. I don't know. I'd prefer that over a friggin' plane.
Yeah, about that, Foodie. So if the thinking was or is that you can purposely make yourself sick to the point where you can't fly and you can go to Kuwait and say, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot fly home. In my health condition, I cannot fly because it would be dangerous. The flight might unalive me. You know what Kuwait is going to say? Hey, we understand you can't fly, but there are other ways to take you back home. We'll put your butt on a boat, but we will get you out of here. So trying to force Kuwait to keep you there, it ain't going to work. If you got to go, you got to go. They'll find a way to ship you out of there. If they're looking at you and you're a burden to their country or could be, and you would be giving all your health problems, they're like, nope, we don't want this expensive burden here. Send her back to where she came.
And it would take like a week to get home.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad. Then you shouldn't have made yourself sick.
I can't take Julia until I have a place. Like, I'm gonna be homeless. Where am I gonna put my pets? Which sucks, I know.
She's not going to be homeless. Her family will let her sleep on the couch like they did before. As far as her having an official home, yeah, that's going to be tough. Like I said, the only thing I think she can do at this point in time with having a place to stay other than sleeping on the couch would be if she rents a motel room for about a week or a month. You can find those out there. And there's no shame in that. There is no shame in doing that. If that's all you got, that's all you got. Home is where you make it, home is where you can find it. I mean, I'm not trying to dump on anybody, but just some personal information. When I was going through a DV relationship and I basically left with the clothes on my back to start over, I stayed at a motel for about a month. And all I did was work and make money. And after about a month or so, I got an apartment on my own. And that's just how I did it. So if that's what she's got to do, that's what she's got to do. But my situation then was different than hers. But she's got money. I didn't have much, hence what I did. But if she's got bankruptcies on her record and she can't immediately get into an apartment, I mean, that's the only option because nobody's going to take her in.
Yeah, the flight is like, it's like a 16, 17-hour day. I'm going home, Brittany.
I'm going home.
I don't know what I'm doing, Kiki. I have no clue yet.
Your fault. Should have figured it out.
Best for me right now, honestly. So, that's the news. Hi, Yusufi. Thanks, Coco.
See, even people in her own chat are doubting her. Peter Cottontail says, is this one of those things that you're going to backtrack in 2 hours? Because I'm tired. Everybody's tired of her nonsense, Peter.
No, I'm not backtracking. Thanks. Lindsay, you're sweet. I appreciate it. I just want to hurry and get home, I guess, this time.
You're not going to hurry. You can't hurry. You got to wait till Monday or Tuesday to get that YouTube paycheck. You always do, Chantal. Like, you are predictable because you're so lacking in money. You got to wait to go home. Besides, you already got your plane ticket. You've already got the return flight home. So you know exactly when you're leaving. You just don't want to tell anybody. You got to act like, oh, I don't have my plane ticket. You're on a tourist visa. You had to have a return flight back. So that's already, it's a done deal. You don't need a flight home. You already got one. Now, what you do when you get there, that's another matter, but you already know when you're returning.
Anyway, just...
And you can tell this whole breakup thing isn't real. Because when you are really broken up with somebody, like you are all in your feelings, even if you got a chat going, you're really not paying attention. She's literally staring at the camera to see what people are saying in the chat and looking for their responses to see how much people are believing her BS. And if they're not believing it enough, she turns on a little bit of the waterworks and there's not much water coming out of the faucet. So like she's looking for those responses. She's looking for that sympathy for something that hasn't even happened yet. It's like you're jumping the gun, Foodie. You're way too early on this. You're expecting people to believe you when nothing has happened. You're not in Canada yet. People are not seeing proof that this thing is a real thing. They've been here before. They've heard the lies. They've dealt with the scamming. And the more you keep doing it, the less people believe you and the longer they wait to see, is this real? They're holding off their judgment until they see it's absolutely real.
I know it's hard because like I'm trying to be private, but I mean, you guys are gonna know like when I'm not here. Am I gonna miss the heat? No. Yeah, it's just I have to just focus on myself. That's all. We'll still be friends and everything. It's just I can't be married.
Foodie doesn't have friends, especially when it comes to guys. Like if you're a man and she even likes you a little bit, she expects more than friendship.
So thanks, Everest. Speedy Bird, you Googled it? No way. The blender.
You know what, Foodie? I know you're lying to your viewers, your beezers. And it more than likely you are lying. This whole thing is just a visa run so you can go back to Canada and do all the edibles you want and smoke all the green you want and eat all the junk food you've been missing since you've been in Kuwait. Because that's what happens each and every time you go there. You just hoover up all of the food there. And then suddenly you and Salah have a makeup and then you're right back over there. You just get what you can get out of your family, out of your beezers, whatever extra money. And then you go back to Kuwait and take it back there to him. But I really hope that this trip, if that's what the plan is, that what little beezers you got left, they get disgusted by your lies and they figure out that you are a lying liar who lies, who manipulates people. And if they send you anything, they're like, well, that's the last money she got out of me. I'm not falling for this again. See, you may think that you're clever and you may think that you're smart and you're getting one over on people. But here's where you got it screwed up. See, when you rip people off, when you scam them, not only is it immoral, not only is it wrong to do, but if you're fair and honest with people, if you are, say, a salesman and you're offering a goods or service for sale, if you do good, honest business and you've got a good reputation, you make more money doing that than by making it your business to be honest and scam people. Because if, let's just say Tilly T right here, who just sent a $10 pound super chat. They're feeling bad for you when they sent you $10. They're saying, shock out of the blue, good luck, girl. So they're believing your BS right now. And they're one of the few people that sent the super chat. Well, if you turn around and you lie to people and you change your mind, or you scam people while you're in Kuwait, guaranteed people like Tilly T are not going to send you any more super chats. They just won't. Your super chats used to be hundreds of dollars a day, but you wore everybody out with the nonsense and the drama and the lies, and they figured out who you really were, and they just dipped on you. And all the older hardcore beezers that used to be in your chat are not there anymore. And now all you've got left is this new batch of beezers. They don't know the lore. They don't know your history. They don't know about a lot of the horrible things you've done. These are the only people you have left. So if you lie to them and you deceive them They've not been around forever. They're not as invested in you. And if you lie to them, they'll take their investments and go. And you'll have even less people watching you and listening to you and talking to you. And that might mean more people for Girl World. It'd be more profitable to be honest and upfront with people than to sit there and just grab at the quick cash through the scamming, which is what you're known to do. So keep cutting off your nose to spite your face and think that you're the smartest one in the room. When you lie to people, when you scam people, you're hurting yourself further. And that's your choice. Has nothing to do with Girl World and us taking money out of your pocket. You, madam, have been the biggest thief of your own money. With your antics, with your lying, with your scamming, you have robbed yourself of thousands of dollars, deleting your live stream so you don't get in trouble. You've taken money out of your own pocket in various ways, paying for men that don't want you, spending money on party favors you didn't need to have, supporting crackheads. You have thieved yourself out of money. We didn't hurt your views. You hurt your views by not trying, by not working, by not putting pride into yourself and your channel. You have robbed yourself of money, had nothing to do with us. And as long as you lie, it's going to continue.
Stands for. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, my blender. Tilly T. Shock out of the blue. Good luck, girl. Thank you. Yeah, my play button. I mean, I do have a lot of health issues that, like, you know, would be definitely better taken care of. I know I said, like I could technically get things taken care of here, but not like every single thing. So, is there really cruises?
And how much you want to bet that when she gets back in Canada, she's going to have a lot of these enabling, feedy beezers. They're going to be in her chat saying, go ahead, get a nasty. You deserve it. Didn't you miss it? Go get some junk food. Take us to Starbucks like you used to. They're going to be promoting her to do all the stuff that she shouldn't be doing.
I don't know. Maybe they'll bring the nashi back. I don't know.
Oh, geez. Already
The
thinking about a nasty.
quesadilla. No. Why do you guys make me laugh? It's not a laughing matter. It's sad when the
And Dreaming of Everest says, you're already thinking of fast food. Already, she's not even there. She's already got plans about what she's going to do when she gets off that plane. Listen now. I'm telling you guys right now, the moment she gets off that plane, it's getting started in the airport, y'all. The party's getting started in that airport. Because anybody who's gone to an airport, we know what's there. It's not just the planes. What's in the airport, y'all? Fast food restaurants. She's going to get off that plane, walk through the tarmac. That's right. Get inside the airport. She's going to smell the fast food restaurants. First stop, Burger King for her beloved nasties. Second stop, Starbucks. She'll get the food party started right there in the doggone airport. And then after she's done with that and she's full, next stop, dispensary to load up on the green. And then maybe she might go home to the family. Like it's not even going to be 12 hours after she gets off that plane. Like she'll get it started in 20 seconds.
shoe we want the most doesn't fit. Exactly. I ordered food already. I'm starving, but I don't have an appetite. Like, I don't know. It's like a comfort thing, I guess.
Tilly T, be prepared to be disappointed. You're giving her money. Be prepared to be disappointed. She always disappoints people. She always lies.
Nixie, no. Tilly T, thank you. Feel free hugs. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. On the dashboard? I don't have a car.
Oh, she's saying she doesn't have a car. Yes, she does. She's got the Kia. Aunt Phyllis may have it, but if she comes back to Canada, Aunt Phyllis will give her the car so she can use. That's what happened the last time.
Yeah, YouTube lover. It's just one of those things, you know? Yeah, I mean, we love each other, but that's just sometimes not.
He don't love you. If he loved you, he wouldn't be taking all your money, girl. He don't love you. If he loved you, why are you paying for everything, fool? Make it make sense. You have to pay an entrance fee into Club Salah the way you did to Club Natter. You could not show up at Natter's house empty-handed. You had to bring groceries and liquor and food and do something for him. He didn't let you in for free. And you're spending time around Salah, and that ain't free either. So talk to me again about love.
Not enough. So, ECP, I'm going back home to Canada. So, I don't have the Kia anymore.
I'm so sad. I don't have the Kia anymore. Y'all want to hear something absolutely, positively ridiculous? But it's so Chantal. So, the whole Natter era, this woman was pulling $20,000 to $30,000 a month for at least a few months. She made a lot of money. And she didn't pay off the Kia, and there wasn't that much owed. Even with all the money she's been making on YouTube, she never even paid off her doggone car. She just let it go to rot. Crazy.
I'm probably going to just like rent a car for now.
And that's so stupid. She's got to rent a car when she had a car that if she just paid it off, it'd be hers. And people in the chat, K May says, move in with S Jam. He's going through a hard time too. Can you imagine S Jam and Chantal in the same place? Hey, I will say this about S Jam and Fraudy. Were they a romantic couple? No. But then again, she wasn't a romantic couple with Natter or Salah. But I will say, the one live stream that Chantal did with S Jam, there was more synergy between them than she's had with any other guy on camera. Like the conversation with them was so easy. So I don't know, maybe it would work with S Jam. They wouldn't be romantically involved, but if you're just needing a co-pilot or a co-host for YouTube and you guys can just talk to each other easily, you can do that. But I don't know. I don't know if he'd be down for that.
Yeah. I don't want any roommates. I just want to dig a hole and live in it. Honestly, if I had the key, I would just live in it. I'd live in my car.
Okay. Okay, there we go again. Chantal, listen. Listen to me. Lean in, idiot. You're not built for that life. This is not me fat shaming you or fat phobia. No, ma'am. You're not built for that life. You are not that resilient. You don't know what that life is like. The Kia does not look to be the size that you could live in it or sleep in it and be comfortable. You are not about that life. You're not about van life. You're not about camper life, RV life. Listen to me, mama. Listen. I live in a trailer, and it's a lot different than you think. There's nothing wrong with living in a trailer. I'm fine. I'm getting my needs met. But trust me when I say it takes a bit of adjusting. And I can only imagine what it's like to, if you've never done it before, to adjust to van life. There are things you got to watch out for. There are things you have to do. There's questions about, how do I get my needs met? How do I go to the toilet? How do I bathe myself? Where do I park? If you got to park your vehicle somewhere, like what places are okay, what places are not okay. You are not about that life. You're not that tough. You're not. Plus, your own narcissism and your vanity would get all in the way because you are preoccupied with getting one over on Girl World and trying to sell this false image that you live better and are better than the rest of us. So how could you do that in a camper van? I'm not putting down anybody who does live that way, but she is a narc. So she's always got to project, if you live in a house, I'm going to live in a better house. And my house is better than yours. I live by the ocean. It would be a blow to her ego. She cannot take that again. She's already had a few bruises to her ego. She couldn't deal with it. So she acts like she's tough and she can go climb Mount Everest and she can live in a camper van. Oh, please do. Please do. Please get a camper van. Please get a mobile home. Please get a vehicle that you live out of. I would love to see you try. Miss, I can't do anything for myself. I would love to see you try. As hard as it may be the best thing for you because then it might humble you a little bit. And you might have a newfound appreciation for YouTube, for your audience, for the money you make. Maybe living a little bit hard is what you need. Because up until this point, you've had everything way too easy. And you've leaned way too hard on too many people. And nobody's ever told you no. Maybe you need a little hardship in your life to humble you and make you grow up.
Yeah, I just need a battery for my CPAP. It's, yeah, technically I sold the Kia. I didn't think I was ever going back to Canada for a long time. Van life. You need, like, to buy a van, you need a lot of money.
Not necessarily, but I'm not going to tell you how to work your way around it because I'm not going to help you. You got to figure this out for yourself. Not true. But I'm not going to tell you how to set things up. You figure it out.
I'm glad you were able to, Cap Luck.
You call us all a bunch of vultures. Why should we help you? Help yourself. Figure it out.
Hey, hot tea. Get a Scoopy van. I am depressed. I'm very, very, very depressed right now.
No, you're not. You're smiling too much. You're not depressed. Stop it.
I'm trying hard not to throw up. I'm trying hard not to.
Okay, so Dreamer of Amorous says, while the boomer women of Girl World take joy in this news, just remember they are stuck in unhappy marriages and their husbands don't love them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on a sugar baby website. Who is she talking about? Who is this person talking about? What? Who are they referring to? Say a name. Who's on a sugar baby website? What does she mean? What does this person mean? And as far as taking joy in this news, look, it's not about us. Her life is her life. Whether something bad or something good happens to her, it's up to her. It doesn't affect us personally. She's just dealing with the consequences of her bad choices and her bad actions. But it doesn't affect us in any kind of personal way. She made a series of bad choices. She's been making them for years, and now she's having to deal with them. Or not. We got to wait to see what happens. This all could be a lie and a scam.
Do like cave.
I mean, this could all be manipulation to Salah about you're not going to give me food. I'm going to threaten to go back home. And then he gives in to her. And the next thing you know, she's popping up with a mukbang meal and happy as a clam.
And I guess I just need support.
Oh, geez. I think I just need support. Code word for I just need you guys to send me some money. This is YouTube, Chantal. This is not a therapy group. The people that come to your chat are not your therapist. They're not paid to sit and listen to you. You should not be going to YouTube for support. Okay? You're doing everything all wrong on your channel.
I think we've all been through a lot worse together, so.
What?
Eat, pray, love journey. My eyes are set. I'm just feeling sorry for myself. Yeah, I do miss my family a lot too.
No, you don't. You don't miss them.
Really easy. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, OG. Yeah, I know what I mean.
She's really trying to get those tears to come out, just digging out her eyes. Yeah, like so Windswept said, you guys were laughing and goofing around earlier, and that's why this thing doesn't make sense. They did the live stream where she ate the tacos and he gave her the quesadilla and they were giggling and laughing and stuff. So what exactly happened? What happened was they had a discussion and she's like, we need money. Let me see if I can scam people out of money. That's what happened.
Thanks, Gabriel. I know. Yeah, Lizzie. Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Leslie.
Doing the baby voice. Thanks, Leslie. Thanks, everybody. Low BMI, manipulative baby voice. Lies. Chantal lies. Number one, Chantal lies.
I'm going to Canada, Thomas.
Yeah, let's see you get there first.
I don't know, Nancy.
Chantal, speak up. How is it that when you want to do a mukbang, you won't get the microphone out of your throat? You make sure every sound is heard. But when it comes to a stream like this, you're whispering. You're not doing ASMR. Speak up.
I appreciate it, guys.
Okay, moving ahead.
I hope so, Everest. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here's where the manipulation is working. Reese's PC's 11 says, is there any way we can help with you? Let us know. Why does anybody have to help Chantal? Why can't you guys over there let her help herself? If you really care about her, you'll let her figure it out. She makes more money than most of you in the chat. I'm not judging, okay? You make what you make. If you get taken care of with it, that's good. But she makes decent money, right? So why should anybody offer up any kind of financial help to her? Jeez.
Is it cool in Canada? I don't want to go on the plane. You can't take a boat from the Middle East all the way to Canada. Isn't that like really far?
Yeah, it is.
Like the icebergs? Hot, nasty. Howie. I don't know.
Speak up, Foodie. You're ticking me off with that stuff. Now, there is the rumor that whatever they might have been doing stuff in the background, and Foodie might be going home to Canada to set things up to where Salah can come over. I don't know if that's true, but again, this is one of those things where we'll find out. When I did the tarot reading, I saw the tower moment happen, but then I saw other cards that hinted that she was still going to be with him. Like the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So, like, I'm calling BS. I am.
So expensive. Canada's so expensive. So,
you know, let's talk about that. The Canada being expensive. So when she was in Canada, when she lived with Pete's, there were the regular bills, true. But Pete's, she didn't have to pay him a fee to be there with her. She just bought him his fast food meals to put in the microwave, and that was it. So she complained before about how the rent in Canada was like $1,700, $1,900 for the villa, which is pretty standard because they got a pretty big place. They had 2 bedrooms. It was a nice spread upstairs, downstairs. They had a nice big kitchen, washer, dryer, dishwasher. They had all the little extras. Plus there were things in that apartment complex, like a pool, workout room for $1,700, $1,900. That is not bad. And yet she keeps going back and forth to Kuwait. And I don't know what the rent is on the place they are in now, but you got to figure in the rent, her medical bills, paying for Salah. Her currency is worth almost nothing there. How is that not more expensive? Like, it would have been cheaper to stay in Canada with Pete's.
anyway. We'll see.
Yeah, so Laura says you didn't break up, so why are you moving to Canada? Because they didn't really break up. This is a visa run. She'll be back to Kuwait. She's just trying to hoover up whatever food and edibles and money she can from you gullible beezers. And then once she's got all that she can get, she'll be back to Kuwait.
Yeah.
I will believe it's over if she gets her own place and she moves Pete's in. Then I'll believe it. A little bit.
I'm going back to Canada. He's a moderator, yeah. I didn't have time to do anything, like no decisions really. It was kind of hasty, but
No, it's not. You already had your plane ticket, so how could it be hasty? You know exactly when you're going back.
like I know I have to go back, so.
Yeah, you do. You want to know why? Because you're not a resident there. You're on a tourist visa. The whole idea is you go to see a place, you see it, you tour around, you take some pictures, and then you go back home. You're not supposed to live there. It's not the purpose of a tourist visa to live under the radar and get away with it.
And it's done with. A lying down seat in first class. See, why do you guys make me laugh? No, they're gonna make me pay.
Yep.
How much first class costs? It's like thousands.
Yep. Sure is. And because you are in such bad health and because you gained so much weight, it's probably going to cost you about a couple grand just to get 2 regular seats somewhere. Just to be comfortable and just to be safe.
There's no.
But you've already got the plane ticket, so that's taken care of.
There's no such thing as whenever you get married as a Muslim, you don't take each other's things. It's not like that. You just split up and you are left with whatever you have. Nobody gets anybody's anything in Muslim marriage.
What could she take from Salah? She's giving money to him. What could she take from Salah? The clothes on his back? What does he have worth taking? Is she going to take the keyboard home with her to Canada? He ain't got anything worth taking. They're both kind of in the same boat that way. They don't have any liquid assets. They got nothing they can sell, nothing of value that they can't leave behind and get somewhere else. What do you mean?
No, my flight will be paid for, just not first class.
It's already paid
I have to
for.
start over from scratch. I need every friggin' bit of money I can get.
Oh, there we go. There's the dry begging. It just happened. Y'all hear that? I need every bit of money I can get. Why? He allegedly paid for everything. He should have money stacked. And we've heard this before. Remember, you were in Canada. Oh, I got to get a place. The Beezers, they sent you money within 2 days. You were back in Kuwait. Ain't nobody falling for this crap again, Foodie. But the dry begging has started. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Figure it out. Get a motel room. Rent by the week, rent by the month. Whatever you got to do, do it. Nobody else's responsibility but your own. Nobody should feel sorry for this woman. Look how much money she spent on takeout. She knew when she was supposed to go, right? With the visa. She could have been stacking the money back to have money to do stuff with. Oh, I need all the support I can get. How dare you? How dare you, Foodie? That you make money on Cameo, that you make money on YouTube, and you're going to your audience with a bunch of people. They're probably living paycheck to paycheck. No shade on that, by the way. They're hardworking. And you're going to your audience and you're wanting their money because your stupid self spent all of your money on the mukbangs and the fast food. So just last night, you were spending money on Taco Bell. How much money did you spend on that Taco Bell? What, $40, $60? Miss, I need all the money I can get. If you are hurting for money and you got to go home, shouldn't you be saving that money? But no, you have the point of view of, I'm going to spend up all my money on the things that I want, and then I'm going to have the absolute fupa balls to go to my audience and ask for what little bit they got. If y'all are smart over there, you'll hold back and you'll spend the money on yourselves and make sure you're taken care of before you give her a dime.
That I can have. So I'm not going to spend $8,000 on a first class seat. No way. I want to talk about like you know, the divorce or anything like that. Just
You can't get divorced from somebody you were never really married to.
yeah, no, it's not hasty. I'm definitely going back, like for sure,
Tiffany Dawn says, April Fools. Exactly.
real soon.
Trying real hard to look sad. I'm going to look down. I'm going to look so sorrowful. I give this 1/2 out of a Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And respect each other. Be mature about it. But for me, it's best that I'm.
So she's trying to say, I'm a mature woman and I'm waking up and I'm going home to Canada and I'm going to take care of myself. I will believe it when I see it. And I ain't seen it yet. I'm hearing a bunch of words coming out of your mouth, but there's no actions to follow it up. So I'm not believing what you're saying, Chantal. I could have all the money in the world. I'm not going to buy what you sell because what you're selling ain't worth nothing.
I'm alone.
I'm alone. Look at me. I'm so alone. I'm so alone. Oh, woe is me. I'm alone. This is Foodie. I'm so like, this is her right now. I'm so alone. I'm so alone, guys. I need all the support. Like literally like trying to act sad and then peeking at the chat to see if anybody's buying it.
And at home. I'm trying, Tilly. Outside of Canada? I don't
Like if this were real, this is what would be happening right now. She'd be flipping the F out. Yelling, screaming, crying, freaking out. What am I going to do? I'm going to be all alone. I don't know what to do. I have no game plan. I mean, her head would be spinning. And it's not. She's calm. That's how you know she's lying.
know. We should be. Rent out their basement. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm okay with it.
Grandpa? He's coming to Canada to visit. I don't know how he's going to drive. And he's driving.
So, like, Capone Boxer in the chat says, go to Florida and see Grandpa. I don't think that would go over well. I've never seen nor heard of Grandpa Sorrow, but I would imagine that Grandpa, since he's older than Chantal, he can see through all of this. He knows about all of it. He knows about her manipulating, lying ways. Grandpa's not going to be fooled. What can Grandpa do for her? Do you think he's stupid? Do you think he's going to give Chantal money? He's going to look at her and say, you're foolish. Figure it out.
I wouldn't advise it at his age, but thank you, lettuce and time. Thank you guys for the kindness. Oh my gosh, Tina Bear, really? I really do.
Like, I'm getting the sense from this live stream that she fired it up. She made up this story. And essentially, she's waiting around to see if a bunch of super chats would start flying by. That if the super chats were flying by, she would have kept this stream going longer. But because nobody was really sending anything, she cut it to less than an hour.
No walnut crunch. Yeah, he's been supporting me. It's not about that.
He's been enabling you. And if he had any kind of sense, he would say to himself, this woman could have a medical event anytime. I keep having to take her to the hospital, all these tests, it's getting expensive. She's getting to be too much. She's now a liability as well as a burden. She needs to go home. I need to get away from her. If something's going to happen, let it happen when I'm not around. That way I'm not responsible and I don't have to deal with the aftermath. So you know what? If more than likely this whole thing is fake. But if she goes home to Canada and he doesn't do what he could do and pack up that whole house and the pets and go, and he sticks around for another round, absolutely no sympathy, because he's got the window of opportunity. And if he doesn't hop through it, then any suffering that she puts upon him, you deserve it, Salah.
I'll go support. Oh, Lindsay, I appreciate it. Thank you. But I have to go home. Like my sciatica's hurting so bad. I just want
Oh, please.
like ERBs.
Your liatica. You don't have sciatica. You've got liatica. And honestly, the liatica is the least of your worries. It really is. You got so much stuff. The liatica is the least of your worries. With your failing kidneys, with your out of control diabetes and your blood sugar and on those medications, that's the least of your worries right now.
I made the decision. I can't take the cherry. It's not even my car. Thanks, Kelly. Kelly. For a woman to live alone in Kuwait. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Hi, Georgia girl. I know, Leslie. Yeah.
You know what it is? I just thought in my mind, I think that they're not done, but Chantal is a very insecure, jealous woman. And she hates leaving Salah alone for even 5 minutes. This is the type of female that the only way she trusts you is if you're sitting right next to her on the couch and she can stare at your phone and making sure you're not talking to anybody else. And she knows he's got a roving eye. He's a player. He likes to go to the red room. She's going to be going home to Canada and thousands of miles away from him. And you got to know the entire time she's going to be antsy and wondering, what is he up to? Who is he talking to? Is he going to find another cow to get milk from and he'll dump me? Like she just will not be able to stand being away from Salah because she looks at Salah as a possession. Like once you're hers, you're hers. And once she spent money on you, she feels like she bought you. And if you are her possession, she's not going to give it up. So she's going home to Canada alone. That means Salah can do whatever he wants. And how is she going to know? She's not going to. So she's, if they got a thing going, like she's not going to stay in Canada for long if she does stay there.
Thanks, Ashley. I appreciate it, guys. I just appreciate the thoughts and everything. Kia is no longer in my possession. I didn't think I was going back there, so I got rid of it. I'm gonna rent a car for now. I don't know. When I have a place, I'll probably be in the house most of the time, and then we can go walking. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I hope I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, see, even the beezers are picking up like this. Something smells fishy here. Tiffany Dawn says, I don't believe it. Living Laura says, you don't seem that upset about this decision. Yeah. Listen, if it smells like fish and it tastes like fish and it's got a tail and it flops, it must be a fish.
Yeah, no Kia. I'm just numb, Laura. I'm numb. I'm tired of crying. Yeah, there's no more Kia.
She said that this is more sad fishing. Guys, I'm going home to Canada. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a place to stay. I don't even have a car. This is the ultimate sad fishing. Look at me. I'm destitute. I don't have any money. I don't have a place to stay. I might have to live out of a car. Are you going to live out of a rent-a-car? That's going to get really expensive per day. And don't you need to put money down in case something happens to the car? So Parts of your story are not adding up, Chantal. They're really, really not. I don't think you're going to have to rent a car. I think Aunt Phyllis will let you have the Kia back for as long as you need, because that's what you did the last time. But like this whole, I'm so destitute, I don't know what to do. Girlfriend, the moment you get off the plane, you can go rent a motel room. Why don't you go back to that motel that you went to with Nat or with the sex swing? I mean, it didn't seem like the swankiest place. It doesn't seem like a really expensive place, and get yourself a room. I mean, that is an option. Don't know why you didn't do that the last time you were in Canada, but that is an option. So stop with the nonsense of I'm destitute and I'm going to be homeless. Just quit it. You've got options on the table. You're just trying to make it seem like you got nothing.
Sorry. No Kia.
And you know what? If she does end up in a motel, no motel shaming, but I think that would be incredibly karmic. It would be justice for all of the motel shaming she's done in the past, trying to insinuate that FFG lives in a Motel 6, which if she did, there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen the Motel 6 room pictures online. They look really nice, nicer than what her apartment looks right now. But that would be karmic for all the trash that she talked about the Motel 6 having to stay in a Motel 6 room.
Thank you, Black Zillion. I appreciate that, Diva. Nice to see you. Tanuki Uki. Welcome to Loyalty Beezers, Tanuki. Thank you. Ready, set, bees. Yeah, like I gotta do something about this leg. It's swept. Yeah, I appreciate the support, guys.
Yeah, and this is the kind of support that she wants. She's not coming to the audience and saying, I need emotional support. She's looking for financial support, y'all. She's looking for your money. Y'all need to wake up and drink the coffee. She's looking for financial support. She's looking for the suckers in the audience. Oh, feel sorry for me. Buy some memberships. Send me some super chats. That's the support that she wants. She doesn't want emotional support while she figures it out herself. She wants the money. Beggar, dry beggar.
And get back on my feet. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Anyway. No, it's not Mercy Me. It's not that. I'm going home very soon. I have to book a flight. I would love to go to Boston someday. Yeah, Laura. Like Canada definitely I gotta unfortunately leave her here for now.
And another thing. Thank you for bringing that up in the chat. So Jay says, is Salah staying at the apartment or are you both leaving? So we saw earlier that his keyboard is there. So if you're done with somebody, wouldn't you take your stuff? Wouldn't you move all your stuff out? Why is his keyboard still there if they're done? When you're done, you move out. You take your stuff and you go. So why is his stuff still there, Chantal?
I didn't get much for the Kia. Seriously, look up what that's worth.
Not much.
There's so much damage to it.
Yep.
The whole front end is off. I hit a giant monster beaver, remember? Yeah. I didn't sell it to just anybody. I sold it to someone I know.
Yeah, she gave it to Aunt Phyllis.
Thanks, Maxillian. The frog is the rabbit. Go on Marketplace and get a place to live. What about like a hotel?
With the money you're making, a motel. Hotels are expensive. How much would it cost for Chantal to get a Motel 6 room? Let's investigate. Motel 6 in Canada cost. Okay. So I'm just looking because I'm curious. Like if she want to get a Motel 6 room and there are lower priced rooms out there, like what would it take to rent one? All right. So let me see here. So today is the 17th. And let's just say you went for a full week. Let's just go to the 24th. Currency USD, Canadian dollars. How much would it cost? Let me see. Dang it. Give me a total cost. Doggone you. It's not giving me the cost. Oh. All right. So I will. Okay, you know what? I'm going to share the screen. Y'all need to see this. We need some receipts. Let's give the receipts. All right. So I'm just going to show you my searches right here. And yes, this is in Ontario. But y'all can see right here. So the Chateau Inn and Suites, doggone it, go back. They got $106 a night. That's kind of expensive. The Casa Playa Inn, 104. Motel 6 Riverside, 105. Straight Inn, 108. But I say Canada, not California. Okay. Da 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 da. Book online. I did select a room. Why is it not showing me? Okay. So, Motel 6, one double bed accessible, and she would need that. She would need a bigger bed. That's $104 a night. Two double beds, which she doesn't necessarily need unless she wants it, 112. The deluxe room, one queen bed, 114. So it would cost 114 or $104 a night just for one stay. So if she finish out the month, she would need about $1,000 plus to pay for a Motel 6 room. It's not cheap, but given her income, she could do it. If she cut back on the takeout, she could do it. So, yeah. That might be your only option, Chantal.
I don't know. I don't even want to think about these things right now. I have so much to figure out. It's so overwhelming. I just want to lay and just not do anything. No.
Well, that's your problem. That's all of your problem. Rather than acting and figuring things out and solving your problems, you lay around in the CEO position and you don't do nothing. And then your problems pile up and then you get overwhelmed and you don't want to do anything. And then more problems pile up, stupid.
I'm not really okay, honestly. Weekly rates. I wouldn't clickbait this and say that I'm leaving if I'm not.
Yes, you would. You absolutely would. And then you'll come back later and say, I didn't lie to you guys. I just changed my mind. And I'm impulsive and I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. So I've heard that Miss Yaba, YouTube Underground, that she wanted to get the Kia. And I also heard that I think FFG wanted to get the Kia for Yaba. So even though that Kia is a piece of crap, Chantal, you could have sold the Kia to either one of them and made some money. And you got to know that nobody else is going to pay money for it because it is trashed. But you could have done what you could have done with that.
We don't Motel 6. We have Super 8. I don't know. I really don't. Even hotels, they're like $2,000 a month at least for a shitty one.
Well, you were paying about that for the villa, so what's the difference? And you were paying for Pete's. So you got to get what you can get, Chantal. You've got bankruptcies on your record. So considering what you're paying over in Kuwait with the food and Salah and your medical bills, that's a cheaper option, isn't it? And your currency is worth more in your home country than in Kuwait.
With like one of those old bedspreads that have cigarette burns.
What do you care? You sleep on dirty sheets anyway.
Yeah, Texas. I think so. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really can't say.
Exactly. Catsy says you can buy a new blanket. If you rent a motel room, you can buy the stuff that you need and just add to it. She's so stupid.
Thanks, Lindsay. Going back to Canada, Vampira. You can buy a new blanket. Yeah. I don't really want to stay with family because it's not like I need privacy in my life.
It's not that she doesn't want to stay with family. This woman is cheap. If she had the option to stay somewhere for free and not pay the hotel fees or motel fees, you know she'd be all about that life because then she could put more money into food that's shoved down her throat. It's not that she doesn't want to stay with family. It's just that the family is not going to let her stay there and stream all through the house and disturb their sense of peace. B, they've already had trouble because of Chantal. I think they learned their lesson when Music Biz Marty was covering Chantal and the car almost got towed. I think that was the final straw for them. They don't want people to know that she's there. So they forbid her from streaming there, from staying there too long. Like I said, they let her sleep on the couch. And in the morning, they kick her out and they make her get in the Kia and leave if she wants to stream. So the family, she's on a very limited access. The last time she was in Canada, she could have rented a motel room. She could have and beast her heart out, but she didn't because she was too cheap. She didn't want to spend the money or she didn't have it. But the family is not going to put her up long term. Now, if she had treated her family better and been a good person, maybe they might help her out more. But she's so doggone rotten and she's all about that life of using people. The family is saying, look, the further you away from us, the better. You're about this YouTube life. We're not. You take care of yourself, lady. We'll let you sleep on the couch, but that's all you're going to get out of us. We're not going to let you eat us out of house and home or ruin our things or make our house a mess. We're hardworking people and we don't want you screwing up our lives with your nonsense. So yeah, go to a motel, Chantal. You can do what you want in private. Find one. They're out there. Find the scuzziest motel room you can find, the cheapest one, and make it work.
You know, when they have busy lives.
Yep. The family has put their foot down and said, nope, we don't want any part of this nonsense. Nope.
kayak.
And I bet you're regretting how you screwed Pete's over, because normally Pete could come to your rescue, but you put that man in debt with what you did to the villa and leaving him high and dry, so he can't bail you out of this one. See what happens when you screw people over? They can't help you out later when you need it.
Yeah, Vampira.
Mercy Me says, Foodie Beauty, I am begging you not to be kidding about something like this because people are going to be so upset. Yep. Be prepared to be upset, y'all, over there. Be prepared to be disappointed and ticked off. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm telling you that the tarot reading I did do during the storm, the cards are pointing in that direction that, yeah, there's going to be the tower moment, but trust me, they're in cahoots. They are in cahoots. It's about the money. It's money motivated. She's not done with him. He's not done with her. If she were done with him, she would rake him over the coals right about now. She's not done. Nobody get excited over her leaving Salah. She's not done. It's just not.
I'm not kidding. I'm going home. Like, you guys will see.
You're going home, but you're not done with him. There's the fine print. I'm going home, but she's not done with him.
When I'm in Canada, I've never lied about going back there. Every time I go, I know it's like
you may be not lying about going back there, but you are lying about the two of you being done.
out of left field because I've been so private. Like, you guys don't know anything that goes on, like, in my life and what I'm really feeling. I just come on here and bees, but whoa. Maybe Wolf Puppy still can. Studio apartment.
She would never get a studio, and I'll tell you why. Because of her bankruptcies, the landlord's going to check her out. They're not going to like what they see. And she doesn't have enough money in the bank to make Mr. Landlord happy. They will probably ask for a guarantor on the rent, somebody else to sign, that if she doesn't pay, that they would pay. And no one trusts Chantal to do that for her. She's ripped off and lied to everybody. And if her name's on the lease, she's liable. And she doesn't like liability. She doesn't like responsibility. She wants someone else to put their name on the line.
I know, I never stay, but this is going to be permanent. Yeah, Kina.
You know what, Chantal? I hope while you're gone, I hope that Salah's family, they rally around him and say, what are you doing? End this now. She's gone. She's not a physical threat in any way. End it now while you still can. Don't worry about the money. It's not that great anyway. You're not going to be a millionaire. Just cut the ties. Cut the apron strings and go. I hope his family and his friends, they rally around him, talk some sense into him, and it's over for real. I mean, he's a scammer. He invited this into his life. That's why I don't feel sorry for him. But I hope while you're gone, like, the voices of reason get to him and he says, you know what? You're right. The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
LHR, I haven't asked for a dime from anybody.
Sure you haven't. You're asking money from people right now. You're dry begging. You're like, say, I need your support. What in the heck is that? You're coming on camera in your supposed moment of depression and sadness. You're looking for those super chats. You're pretending to be sad. You are dry begging, ma'am. So you are asking money from people. It's just that you're not going to go to your family and ask for their money because you know you won't get it. And you have no friends. All you have is your YouTube audience. You're looking for those gullible people. You're going to ask for their money. And they can do what they want. I hope that nobody gives you nothing because you've already scammed them more than a few times, but it's on them. They can do what they like, their money.
I'm going to be booking my own flight.
With what money?
Probably today. I don't know. I can do my own.
When the last time she was in Canada, she was so preoccupied with what is Salah doing? Who is he talking to? What's going on in Kuwait when I'm not there? Like, she just couldn't stand it. She had to get back to Kuwait as soon as possible because she wanted to maintain control over him. She wasn't really seriously looking for taking care of herself. She was just like a controlling person and afraid that the bird was going to grow wings and fly away. And she had to get back before that happened. Just make sure that there are no feathers sprouting on those wings. You know, like she didn't know what to do with herself in Canada. She was basically just like, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. And she wanted to get back to Kuwait and do the seal position on the couch. Like, she just doesn't know how to have a life.
Because we're breaking up, mans.
We're breaking up. Oh my God. Like a teenager. We're breaking up. Breaking up in points in the direction of you guys weren't really married. Because if you are married, that means you're divorced. You're separating, not breaking up.
More.
I'm breaking up with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Danger Otter says, get a nice big tent. Oh, Foodie. I doubt that she would, but imagine Foodie in a tent. She just could not. She's not built for that life.
Missed the couples channel. Just one more 13-hour flight. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Vampira. Summer camping. Oh yeah, I could get a tent and live in a campground. No, there's no AC. Divorce doesn't cost anything here. Yeah, I guess so, boobies.
You hear that, Salah? Divorce in Kuwait doesn't cost anything. That means you can get away from her for free. So why haven't you?
Yeah, I don't want to answer any personal questions right now about like anything, really, honestly. Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going home
She could have done this in a video.
alone.
Alone.
Thanks, Kelly.
So alone.
What shenanigans?
Yeah, Mimi Pondu says, sounds like a marriage is similar to a boyfriend-girlfriend breakup. Odd, doesn't it? Like she's describing it as a breakup. What?
Yeah, pretty much, Mimi.
Yeah, what happened to season 3 is gonna be lit. Fufu Egg says season 3 called it quits, but it was never lit.
I don't want to talk about it. Van life vlogs, I wish. I don't know how to convert a van.
Nope.
Are you alone in the apartment? I'm alone right now.
Even if you did, Foodie, you're not built for that life, I'm telling you. But it'd be fun to watch you try. It'd be fun to watch you get humbled a bit because you really, 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 really need it. You've been on that high horse for too long. You need to get knocked off just a bit.
Oh. Thanks. Yeah, I'll have to just get doctors in Canada, you know? I will, Gabriel.
So Mrs. Potato Head says, are we crowdfunding to bring Julia too? Listen, she's the pet owner. If this matters to her, she'll do it herself. Let her do it. Let her prove to y'all that she actually cares about her doggone pets.
Hey, Teardrop. I'm going back home.
I'm going back home.
Insulin in Canada? This is necessary.
Is she almost done? I'm bored with her. Like this fake sad fishing is getting on my nerves.
That's true, Black Stallion. Everything happens for a reason. Yep.
Yeah, people are asking what happened to Julia. Because Julia would normally be in the background. Where is Julia? Where is Julia?
Chinese food. I don't even know where Julie. Juice. Juice.
Like, I don't believe you calling her Chantal. Until I physically see her, I don't think she's there.
Come here, Juice. Come here, baby girl. Come here, baby girl.
Turn the camera to her. I want to see her.
Come here, sweet love.
There, okay, there she is. Okay.
Aww. My sweet baby girl. Oh, yes, you are.
And there you are, Chantal. You've been trying to paint this image of I'm better now. I'm a better pet owner. I never neglected my pets. And now we're up to 4 pets that you have gotten in your possession and you've left behind. You did it with BBJ and Sam. Now you're about to do it to Julia and Harry. Your track record with animals is horrible. You're about to leave that baby behind.
Yes, you are.
Oh, look at me. I'm going to miss my pets so much. No, you're not. Fake tears. Fake.
Right now. But she loves her dad. She's gonna be okay with Salama, but anyway.
She has no love for Julia. Julia preferred Salah over Chantal, and Chantal was jealous over there. The fact that Salah gave Julia attention and wasn't giving it to her. She was jealous of her own cat.
Yeah. Can't mail Julia through DHL. Somebody blocked Blue Pot.
Trying really hard to cry. Chantal, it's a little bit too late. Like this is almost an hour live stream, and near the end, the tears are going to come. Okay.
I don't know like exactly when I'm going home, but it's gonna be like,
Oh, yes, you do. You know, you got the plane ticket. Just stop. Chantal, why do you lie? Why do you lie about things that can easily be disproved? You're on a tourist visa. You are not allowed to be there unless you have a plane ticket already bought for the return flight home. Why do you tell these lies that can be easily proven to be lies? Why do this? Is this a game to you? You're trying to get one over on people? Because it ain't working. You lie and then you get caught. Girl World comes through with the receipts and the facts. Why do you lie?
really soon. So I think I'm just gonna go like
Oh, geez. Fake waterworks.
try to figure out what to do because I have a lot to do.
Sure. Okay.
I don't want to cry on camera anymore.
Well, don't, because it's all fake anyway. No, no, I'm not. No, no sympathy. No sympathy. You know what? I'm feeling such a lack of sympathy. This is all I have to say to you. Where is it? Hold on. Wait a minute. Here we go. This is how I feel.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Hey, nobody cares.
Exactly.
Nobody cares.
And if you think, Chantal, that we bought this, here's another one. That's all I keep hearing in my head. And this performance was this. Yep. Yep. Not buying it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. This performance sucked. This performance really, really sucked today. It took you this long to cry after smirking and people saying like your responses are odd given the situation. It took you this long to conjure up some tears. Girl, stop. When do you realize as a 40-year-old woman that these toddler antics of getting your way and manipulating people just aren't working anymore? That being 40 years old and trying to act like a 4-year-old, it's not cute. And nobody's buying this crap. It makes you look pathetic. It is pathetic to rely on childlike tactics to get your way and manipulate people. When you're 40 years old and you should be taking care of yourself and handling your business, and you can get what you want without having to act that way.
So thanks for listening to me. Always being here.
And look how quickly the tears dried up. Like, stop. Yeah, when you're crying, you're crying. You don't stop like that.
No matter what shit I go through.
You know, Chantal, as someone that I've been through some real hardships and some real struggles, like severe stuff, looking at someone like you, that the struggles you might be going through and the pain that you might be going through, it's all self-inflicted. No, I have a sympathy bone in my body, but I don't spend the bone marrow on you. Do you feel me? Like it doesn't resonate with you. You hurt yourself. You do self-harm content. Then after you hurt yourself and make yourself sick, you monetize that as well. You make bad choices. You take yourself and be around people and in situations of which you do not belong, and you want sympathy for it. You get angry because you want real love, but you're not willing to work on yourself. So you say fake love is all I need, when truly that's not what you really want. You're just willing to settle for it. You are the cause of your own misery. You always have been. Every person watching this video, you are the architect of your own world. You build it up, you destroy it, you build it up again. Everything in your world, happy or unhappy, a lot of it is by choice. You wake up in the morning, you are at the epicenter of a bazillion different choices. And depending on the choices you make every day determines your happiness or unhappiness in your world. And if there's something in your world that you don't like, that is making you unhappy, then you as a person, you can make a different choice and feel better or worse, depending on which way you go. So this woman is full of bad choices and bad decisions. And she's having to deal with it and the happiness as a result. So no pity, none, not at all.
Krista. Yeah. I don't feel good.
Oh, gee, shut up.
So, I guess I'm gonna go for now and figure things out, and I'll come back up.
Oh, gee, shut up. I'm so tired of her already. So tired. So tired. Look, that's the end of this react, y'all. I know it was a bit of a long one, but we just had to cover it. And if she's coming back on for more waterworks, trying to make more money, I'll cover that too. But I want to keep caught up with her. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a bunch of nonsense? This is just like fake acting? I think so. Like her talking about breaking up and I don't know what I'm going to do. Cry me a river, Chantal. Cry me a river. And when you're done with that, cry me an ocean. No sympathy. And not because I'm a hateful person, but because you caused all this. You got to fix all this. It's not for your audience members, your beezers to give you money to fix your problems. You should have thought of that before you sat there and ate mukbangs 3 weeks in a row and made yourself sick. Okay? So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.